So Cracker Barrel is getting damage control from the media out there during this once again massive backfire over its failed rebranding, with outlets now trying to claim the outrage was nothing but bots. Cracker Barrel is now the latest company getting covered from the woke media out there after, well, still doing the massive backlash from the now former customers. Now, Gizmodo, of all places, has ran a piece claiming that the outrage over Cracker Barrel's logo change was pushed by bots, but the numbers, the sales reports, and even the company's own reversal and the CEO admitting the mistake proved otherwise. Now, Cracker Barrel didn't face, some fake online storm, but they actually faced real customers simply walking away. Now, that's the truth where corporate outlets don't want to admit. And once again, well, Cracker Barrel proves that the customers still actually hold the power when they push back against the bad decisions that they make. So don't fall for this particular damage control being sold to hide the massive backfire that they didn't even see coming. Okay. So yeah, basically the peak metrics analysis that Gizmodo leaned on never showed bots were the main driver of the backlash. You see, it just showed that most of the posts came from real people. Out of the early mentions, 55.5% were authentic, and out of the boycott calls, 51% were authentic, and overall, 76% were authentic. So that means the majority of the anger directed at the company itself was from actual people, not machines. And Gizmodo twisted these numbers into a headline that told the opposite story. You see, that's not reporting right there, as you all can tell. That's just simply spin. But if this really had been just a bot campaign, it would have just burned out quickly anyway. Now, instead, it just hit the one thing a business can't ignore, which is sales. Foot traffic dropped by 8% in August and September. Comparable restaurant sales fell 4.5%. Retail sales fell 6.2%. Cracker Barrel's stock dropped 16% after the new logo rolled out. That translated to a $100 million wipeout in market value. Now, the company itself had to go ahead and admit that the logo change was a bad choice, and none of that came from bots. You see, bots don't order food. They just don't sit in rocking chairs, and they don't spend money. Instead, customers do, okay? And customers stopped showing up. It was just that simple. Now, by early September, Cracker Barrel had no choice but to cave, okay? You see, they scrapped the new logo, brought back the old-timer Uncle Herschel design. What else? Pulled the whole modern store layouts away, and then even erased the diversity pages from their site, okay? So that right there is definitely a total reversal in less than a month. You see, companies don't walk back multi-million-dollar branding moves, okay, because of bot activity. You see, they do it when their real paying base disappears and the money vanishes with them, okay? So simply put, that's exactly what happened here, okay? So analysts who follow the restaurant business didn't chalk this up to go ahead and for some, internet illusion either. You see, Truist's Jake Bartlett said the backlash was severe and showed no sign of letting up. That means analysts who looked strictly at the numbers actually saw the revolt. Gizmodo simply just wanted to call it a bot campaign because, well, it seems like it made the story easier for the media to go ahead and swallow. But the hard numbers actually tell you everything that you need to know, okay? So basically, the online conversation itself just showed how real this was. The posts came from comedians, verified influencers, politicians, news outlets, and more importantly, regular people. Jimmy Fallon cracked jokes that pulled thousands of views. ABC News and The Daily Show both covered it, which just, boosted the conversation even more. And Robbie Starbucks posts also landed tens of thousands of likes. Okay, DC Drano on X even tied it to DEI, Charlotte Climber, mock conservatives and stuff, and that's a widespread of engagement, all organic, no swarm of bots can actually create that diverse kind of diverse discussion. Okay, and then there's also the fact that even the president of the U.S., Trump himself, got involved. Once he commented on the controversy, the backlash reached a level that no bot network could possibly even generate. You see, when the president actually weighs in, the media has to pay attention, okay, because he gets the ratings, of course, and millions more see the issue itself. Gizmodo's narrative completely leaves this out because it doesn't fit the story that they were pushing. But anyone who's actually paying attention actually saw how that made the backlash spread even further. Okay, so the bigger problem with Gizmodo's claim is that bot detection is unreliable to begin with. Tools like Botometer have been proven to give inconsistent results. Run the same account twice and you can get two different answers. Okay, so basically accounts that are coordinated but real, like conservative meme accounts, often get flagged as as bots just because they're effective. Okay, Peak Metrics doesn't disclose how their system works, and yet Gizmodo presents the flagged accounts as unquestionable proof. That right there is just more lazy reporting. You see, studies have shown these bot estimates almost always inflate the real numbers, okay? And Pew Research once claimed that, 2/3 of links on Twitter came from bots, and experts simply just, shredded it for bad methodology. You see, these distinction systems can't clearly separate humans from the automation, and the media just keeps using them anyway. Why? Because it's convenient. Now, that's exactly what happened here. Gizmodo, or so it seems, wanted to dismiss the outrage, so they pointed to a flawed system and then just called it fact. And even Peak Metrics' own public report from the start of this controversy didn't focus on bots. Okay, when the logo launched, or the logo change launched, they pointed out the massive surge in mentions for Cracker Barrel, over $1.5 million compared to just 350 before. Those mentions were with the terms like woke and DEI and boycott to be associated with Cracker Barrel. They didn't say bots are fueling this. They said people were angry. Only later, once the story about Cracker Barrel shifted, did the bot angle start getting pushed out there. So that alone shows how dishonest this particular framing is. Okay, but that's no surprise right there. But the real story is that, Cracker Barrel made a move that alienated its base, and the base punished them. You see, there's nothing complicated about this. You see, people saw the new logo and the direction the company was going, and they said that they had enough. They stopped coming in. They stopped spending. They simply just told their friends and family. You see, that's how real backlash works, and it's why Cracker Barrel was just forced to go ahead and walk it all back. All right. Now, this also matters because if the media can hand wave every customer revolt away as bots, then companies never have to go ahead and admit that they messed up. You see, it becomes a get out of jail free card at this point. Bud Light, bots. Target, bots. Cracker Barrel, bots. Never mind that these companies all lost money. And never mind that, they all reversed course. The corporate press can just point to a flawed analysis and just pretend that the backlash wasn't real. You see, that right there is definitely gaslighting. Now, the numbers make the truth impossible to deny. Now, the sales for Cracker Barrel are down, the traffic is down, and the stock is down. You see, these are all hard facts. Gizmodo can write whatever headline and wants to go ahead and defend Cracker Barrel, but those numbers prove that this wasn't an internet illusion. This was a customer base that turned away. And once again, just like with Bud Light, it worked. The pressure forced a change from Cracker Barrel, okay? But it also shows just how far the media will just go to protect companies like Cracker Barrel that aligns with their worldview. Instead of just siding with customers who actually keep these businesses alive, they defend corporate decisions and just go ahead and brush critics off as inauthentic. It's not about facts to them. It's just about protecting their narrative that they're pushing. And in this case, the narrative was that conservatives didn't really care about Cracker Barrel. But the truth is they cared enough to go ahead and sink sales and force a reversal. Okay. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was a simple lesson. The outrage was real. The damage against Cracker Barrel was real. The reversal was real too. Gizmodo's attempt to rewrite the Cracker Barrel story doesn't change that. You see, Cracker Barrel didn't get hit by bots either. They actually got hit by its own customers. And, you know, those customers proved once again that their voices and their wallets actually matter. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far and wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.